Welcome, Gary Ross, director of The Hunger Games. Now, you must be psyched out of your pants. I just heard that The Hunger Games is tracking for a $100 million opening in the US alone on the first weekend, potentially more. What is going on in your head?
Well, I mean, that may be a slightly inflated figure. I think that...
There's some people who say it may go beyond that.
Really?
Yes.
Well, they're very nice to say that. I mean, we'd be happy with even less than that. So, but you know what it really comes down to? It's fun making a movie of a book that people know so well because it's a shared experience. And one of the things that's sort of most enjoyable about that is that everybody gets to participate in this thing together, you know, and that normally you're making a movie in obscurity and nobody's ever heard of what you're doing. You have to educate people. But here everybody has an opinion. They say it was like the book, or this was just, you know, or that character, I imagined it like this. And so you're sharing in a common experience with a lot of people, which is fun.
And how do you deal with that? I mean, you've probably no other movie like this that has so many skeptics saying, oh, you can't possibly be as good as the book. Or people actually have their own movie already in their heads after reading the book. Well, how do you deal with that?
You know, I mean, fortunately, the people who've seen it are very, very happy with how it holds up to the book, or not even holds up, but that it's just, you know, a very faithful adaptation of the book. And so, I'm just very excited about that. I have no concerns. You know, Suzanne Collins loved the movie.
How far was she involved in the creation of the movie?
I wrote a draft with her. So I wrote a draft of the script. Yeah. So I mean, she was, in the prep, she was very involved. And you know, I'm actually not concerned about that. It's a more faithful adaptation than most of these because I'm a fan of the book and because I wanted to do a version of the book. I wasn't interested in radically departing from it because I thought the narrative was great.
That's something I'm interested in. Like, how do you, as a director, decide what you take from a book? Because a movie is an entity in itself with its own hand and feet. Yeah. How do you decide what you take from a book and what to add as a
Well, it's a different medium.
complement?
And there's things that you need to change, and there's things you have the ability to fictionalize, and there's things that, you know, like we get to go into the mind of people in the Capitol or the Game Center or the way they're controlling the game, and that's not in the original. I added scenes with Donald Sutherland that I thought sort of clarified or enriched the theme of the movie a little bit and the underpinnings of what this was really about, and that was a great opportunity. So, you know, we depart where it's appropriate and where we feel it'll enhance it, and there's times where we're completely faithful and there are times where we're not, but it's a different medium. The spirit of the thing is completely faithful to the book.
Now we got to talk about Jennifer Lawrence, right?
Sure.
What a force of nature.
Oh my God.
Totally blew me away.
I know, isn't she great? I know, I know.
I'll tell you, I'll be the first to say she deserves an Academy Award nomination for this. Yeah. Are you kind of bummed that you're starting in March and not in November?
In some respects, I agree with you. I mean, I think she should be nominated for it. It's a complete tour de force performance. You know, Jennifer's doing something that, you know, carrying a movie on her back with nuance and subtlety and emotional power and all those things where, you know, I mean, if I was in the actor's branch, and I'm not, I'm in the writer's branch, but if I was in the actor's branch, I would certainly vote for her. No, in some ways, I'm not bummed about that because it's nice not being in that season in some ways because the movie can just live on its own and be what it is, a movie for the, you know, for the public to enjoy.
But come the fall, you'll start campaigning?
Well, I certainly hope she gets nominated because I think she certainly deserves it. So if anybody asks me to, I'll campaign for Jen, absolutely.